Hey, welcome to Fruit for Your Life. Hey, I want to ask you a question. Is there a God in your stomach? Okay, today there are 6 questions that I wanted to ask. And let me say this first before I ask these questions. I don't ask you these questions to insult you, to embarrass you, to hurt your feelings. That's not why I'm asking. I'm actually asking these questions out of love. And when you love people, you want to see the best for them. So sometimes you have to ask tough questions. So my question that I would have to you, question number 1, do you get upset when you're questioned about the type of food that you're eating? Like, do you get mad like if a family member, say a wife or a husband, comes to you and says, hey sweetie, you really shouldn't be eating that. Or the spouse, the wife, comes to the husband and say, baby, you really shouldn't be eating that. What is your response? Is your response humility? Is it, you're right, baby, I really shouldn't be eating that because I know my blood pressure is up? Or is your response hostility? If your response is hostility, you have a God in your stomach. If somebody is coming to you to bring that kind of a question to you or make that kind of a statement, they're already insecure coming to you because they're worried about what you're going to say. But again, if you can't respond humbly and you respond like you're upset, you have a God in your stomach. How do I know this? Because I had one. All right, let me ask you this question. Number 2, do you sneak and eat food? Now, if you're single, hey, you don't have to sneak. If you live by yourself, there's no sneaking nothing. You just go get it and you eat. No big deal at all. But that same lifestyle, when it gets involved in a relationship and let's talk about married people. If you're married, candy bags stuck in your pocket, you've got trash that maybe you've hidden up under the seat of your car. Hey, listen, I know I've been there. Before you get out of the car and go into the house, you've taken that trash and you've dumped it in the trash can. If you do those types of things, you have a God in your stomach. Now, why would I say that? Because when your God tells you to sneak and eat, you do exactly what it says, and you don't want anybody to know about it whatsoever. How about this one? If you're married and you have children, your children come to you and say, Dad, can I go to the store with you? Now, you already have purpose in your mind. When you go to that grocery store, I'm going to stop by Sonic and I'm going to get me a hot fudge sundae, or I'm going to get me a caramel sundae. Or you've got purpose in your mind, I'm going to go by McDonald's and I'm going to get me a whatever. See, you don't want your kids to go because you don't want your kids to tell on you. You don't want them to bust you out in front of your spouse. So you'll tell them no so that you can go fulfill that pleasure. See, I've been there. That's why I can bring these things up. I'm not looking down upon you if this is an issue that you have. I'm just trying to bring it to your attention that this represents a God in your stomach. How about this one? This is number 3. Do you get mad when you're told not to eat so much? If you're a guy, if your wife comes to you and she says to you, honey, you really shouldn't eat so much. How's your response? Once again, is it humility or is it rah, 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 rah? Don't be telling me how much I can eat. Don't be telling me I'm grown. I do what I want to do. If that is your response, whether it be a man or a woman, women, the same thing. I've heard husbands, I've literally watched at a table one morning at a hotel, the wife, she was heavy, but the husband, he wasn't heavy. And she was filling her plate, gorging it. And then she would go back again and he would say, honey, do you really need that? And she let him have the what for right there. That is a God in your stomach. Number 4, do you satisfy your craving? Like if you want a candy bar, do you move heaven and earth to be able to go get that candy bar? If you want something sweet, do you do whatever it takes to go get it? Do you set money to the side so that nobody knows it's coming out of your bank account? Do you set money to the side to be able to go get those extra goodies that you want so that nobody knows about it? If you do, you have a God in your stomach. Again, how do I know? Because that's my experience. So, last one, number 5. Do you overeat? Meaning, do you eat more than you really need? Like, do you eat beyond satisfied? And for some of us, satisfied isn't until our bellies are full and we can hardly walk. That's what satisfied is to us. But do you do that? If you overeat, you're eating in excess. And for many of us, it shows up on our body. But skinny people, you're not exempt. Some of you are skinny, but you're fat inside. I know skinny people who are fat inside. If this is you, every time you eat, you have to eat until you're full, you have a God in your stomach. And then again, this isn't to insult you. This is to love you. This isn't to hurt your feelings. This is to lift you up. This is to help you notice that you are serving another. This is for the spiritual people. Listen, wicked folk really don't care. They don't. This is for spiritual folk because we know that the Bible teaches us to be careful about the God in our stomach. We'll try to satisfy it. All right? So this isn't to put you down, not whatsoever. How do I know that it's a God? You do what it says. That's how I know. If it tells you to go get something and you go get it, it is a God to you. You know, in Exodus chapter 20, and if you look at the first and second verse, it says that you are to not have any other gods or any other mighty ones in my face or against my face. That means that if you're listening to what your stomach is telling you and you listen to its instructions, when you're hungry, you satisfy that craving. And I'm not talking about hunger. I'm talking about head hunger. When you overeat, you're satisfying a craving to overeat. Whatever it is that you want, you go get. Whether it's good for you or bad for you, you have to go get it. That's a God to you. Why? Because you're listening to its instructions. And if you're listening to its instructions over our Creator's instructions, then it is a God before the face of the Most High. So I want you to examine yourself today. Once again, let me explain it to you. I come to you in love. I come to you because I have been exactly where you are. These questions that I came up with, I didn't go look these questions up. These questions came from in here because these are the things that I used to do. And so I want to help free you from those things. I want to help free you from that jail cell that you are trapped in. It's called your appetite. And when you can't control that appetite and you do exactly what it says, it's your God. Hey, I want to thank you for at least just giving me the opportunity to say this and explain these things to you. I'm here because I want to help. I really do. So please, if you have a food addiction, and that's what it's called, don't play with yourself and think that it's not. It is a food addiction. And if you have a food addiction, we need to learn how to conquer it. I'll try to help you as best as I can, but we need to learn how to conquer it. All right. Hey, I really hope that this has been a heartfelt, and I hope that this touches your heart to understand the addiction that goes on inside of our bodies. And I hope that this really helps you to really think about what we go through. Hey, if you're just watching this for the first time and you subscribe to my page, hey, leave in the bottom comment section that you subscribe, because I want to know who you are and I want to tell you a genuine thank you for subscribing to my page. The channel is really growing. I'm very grateful for what is taking place. And I just really hope from the bottom of my heart that we get this taken care of, y'all, before we stand in front of our Maker and he says to us, away from me, I never knew you. All right? You all take care. Have a good day. I appreciate your time so very much. You all take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.